Okay, so let's get into this. If you're someone who manages a data center or really any large server environment, you know this problem.
Oh yeah, the crunch point.
The crunch point, exactly. You run out of ports, you desperately need more eyes on the environment, temperature, humidity, all that. But your core monitoring system is just full.
Tapped out.
That's the problem we're going to tackle today. We're doing a deep dive into the source material on the NTI E-RJ8-RS485-R.
That's their 8-port sensor expander.
Right. And our mission is to figure out how this single piece of hardware doesn't just add ports, but really changes the whole geometry of how you monitor a large-scale enterprise.
And what's so fascinating is just how elegant the solution is. I mean, the expander, it basically acts as a multiplier.
A multiplier, I like that.
It takes one of your existing RJ45 sensor ports on an NTI monitoring appliance. We're talking their E-2D, E-5D, or E-16D units. And it turns that one connection into 8 new ones.
8 new ports.
8. All 4 NTI RS485 sensors. And the use of the RS485 standard. That's the real engineering genius here. It lets multiple sensors share a single connection over these, much longer distances, and it's got great noise immunity.
Which is perfect for electrically noisy places like a server room.
Exactly.
So that immediately hits the 2 biggest pain points, right? Port capacity and signal reliability.
Right.
So if it's a multiplier, we should probably look at the actual math. Because the scaling is, well, it's very different depending on which main unit you're using.
Absolutely. And this is where you see the real practical efficiency gain. If you start with the smaller E-2D unit, you can connect 1 expander. That brings your total up to 9 RJ45 RS485 sensors.
9 total.
Now, the mid-range E5D, that one supports 2 expanders. So you jump all the way up to 19 sensors.
Wow, so you're almost tripling your capacity there.
You really are. And then for the biggest deployments, the E16D, that can handle 3 expanders. That gives you a really robust total of 37 sensors. It's a huge capacity jump.
That's a massive strategic advantage. But, okay, hold on. Before we get too far, there's a software handshake involved, isn't there?
Yes, a very important one.
Your main EXD system has to be running firmware version 3.8 or newer. If you skip that update, it's just not going to work, right?
It won't sense the new sensors at all. They won't show up on your summary page. It's a non-negotiable step. It's the cost of entry for making it all work together.
Got it. Okay, so moving on to the sort of logistical side of things, the unit itself.
It's designed for a standard deployment.
It is. We're looking at a standard 1RU rack mount device.
Though you can get other options: desktop, wall mount, even a DAN mount.
It needs its own power, a 12-volt supply. And the price, let's talk about the price. It's listed at $235.
Which is pretty standard for this kind of specialized hardware.
It is. And it has a 2-year NTI warranty. But at $235 a unit, and knowing that the biggest setup needs 3 of them, you have to ask, does that cost really justify the flexibility?
Well, the justification, I think, it comes down entirely to the range. First, just with standard CT5 or KT6 cable, you can get runs up to 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet, 305 meters, that's huge.
That alone covers massive data halls. But the thing that really justifies the cost is the compatibility with their EFSC fiber converter, the extender.
Ah, okay. This is where it gets really interesting. The long haul option.
Mm-hmm.
With that fiber converter, you can push that sensor connection out, up to 1.2 miles?
2 full kilometers from the main unit.
2 kilometers. So you could monitor buildings across an entire campus from one central appliance.
Which brings us to the final, and I mean, this is a crucial note on the management software. This is vital for anyone planning a large-scale rollout.
What's that?
These sensors you connect through the expander, they're only visible if you're using the EMNG SH management software.
Not the standard EMNG.
No. If you're on the older standard EMNG software, those new sensors, they just won't appear. They'll be invisible.
So tying this all together, what we're looking at is a direct, pretty efficient answer to capacity limits. You trade 1 port for 8, and you get this potential for just immense range.
It's a scaling tool that respects your budget and your existing infrastructure.
Yeah.
But if we think about the bigger picture here, it really changes how you could architect your facility management.
How so?
Well, given that huge expansion and that 1.2-mile range, it makes you wonder, what is the SH in EMNGSH really solving for? Maybe scale or high density? Does monitoring critical data across a 2-kilometer fiber run introduce a unique latency or synchronization challenges that demand a whole new management interface?
Oh, interesting.
And how would that affect your real-time decision-making in a true emergency? That's something for you to think about as you plan your next big expansion.